All right, we are live here as we are hanging out. Welcome everybody to our Pelicans Hangout. We'll probably do a couple of these during the off season, and it's a fun one because it is the NBA Draft Lottery, which is always fun and kind of exciting. And the Pelicans had the number one overall pick last year, so we're going to see if they can pull this off again. So we're just going to kind of riff in here for a little while. This show takes about half an hour or so. I've got to jump to the Locked On Live show immediately after, which is going to be a lot of fun. So if you have questions about the team, about the lottery, basically anything, I'm going to take one of these out just to make it easier. We are going to answer these. We may have other guests pop in. And yeah, we're just going to kind of roll with it and have some fun here. Let me know if the audio quality is good. Let me know if there's any technical issues during all of this. Yes, Chris, let's go and see if the Pelicans can defy their lottery odds. This is going to be kind of fun because they only had a small percentage chance last year to jump up, just 6%, and they did. It's even worse right now with a 1.2% chance of jumping into the top slot overall, but a 5.7% chance to potentially get into the top four, which is all you're looking to do. And so that's a very big deal, I think. And in a draft like this, where frankly there isn't exactly like a clear-cut number one overall pick, picking, wherever they're going to end up picking, not too bad, I don't think. So if you just jump into the top four, I think you're happy with this. You don't necessarily need the number one overall pick in this draft. So got to adjust my volume here. There we go. Audio is great. Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, this is going to be kind of fun. All right, the picks are revealed we got 8 minutes, so I got to fill 8 minutes of airtime here. So ask your questions away to everything. And then don't forget, follow it on Twitter. It's at Locked On Live. We're going to do a live Locked On NBA live show with guests and all of that stuff here in a couple of minutes. As soon as this is done, basically jumping straight to that where I'll be hosting. That's on their channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, so does anyone here who's joining us so far have any lucky charms that they're using to hope the Pelicans jump up? Hey, Ben, how are you? And so let me know what your lucky charms are for this sort of thing because it helps a little bit. David Griffin has that lucky tie that has gotten him a handful of number one overall picks, but he's not going to be representing the team in tonight's lottery. It's going to be general manager Trajan Langdon. I don't know if maybe he has the lucky tie, which would be kind of a cool little thing for him to have been given it, but we'll see. Joshy 5000. Look, you can see me kind of everywhere at times. Yeah, we've done this before. I'm on the local news a good bit and have done some stuff for the Pelicans too. But yeah, it's nice to put a face to things, and it is a little bit nice to have a video quality to things after you all hear my voice for a while. I actually put like stuff in my hair for this, which is only like the second time in 5 months or so that I've actually done that. So I'm getting nice for you all here. So Andrew just tweeted out, nothing lucky tonight. That's a little bit disappointing given some of the success they've had with it. But you know what? That tie is probably used up all of its luck. So I don't think they necessarily need it. LSU 31 always. Are you talking about the one they sent after they got, before Anthony Davis? That was a Hornets one, I think. They had sent that, and it had just the Fleur de Bee logo on it. I don't know if they sent it to season ticket holders or to everybody. But they had sent that out, and then it was kind of funny because they landed the number one overall pick. So we're going to see where they end up tonight. Again, in this draft, I don't think you really need the number one overall pick. I think this is not nearly as like top heavy like last year's was, where Zion was the clear number one. You could make a claim that there's like 4 or 5 guys, probably not 5, probably not even 4, but a couple of guys that you could put into the number one overall pick, at least 3. So I don't think it's a big deal if you don't end up getting number one overall. Just moving up would be a good thing. Ryan S., in hindsight, does the team regret releasing Christian Wood? Yeah, no, they don't. I know everyone loves Christian Wood and he had a good season, but no, it's fine. He has to play defense. That's what they need from a center more than anything else, more than offense. That's why you didn't really see Jahlil Okafor, there we go, as I froze, do a whole lot and play a whole lot this season. That's not what they were looking for there. You need rim protection. They're going to look to go defense, I would assume, a lot here in this draft potentially. Ashton asked, love the Locked On Pels. Awesome stuff. Thank you. That's not a question, but yes, sorry. I shouldn't have phrased it like that. I appreciate you all listening every day. it's been tough doing a 5-day-a-week show, at one point 3-day-a-week show, when there's no actual sports. It's a lot of airtime to fill. We're over 800 episodes of Locked On Pelicans, which is pretty wild to me, but I enjoy doing it. The fact that people love it is a big reason why I keep going with it too, when there are days when it's not easy. So look, you guys, I get a lot of people thanking me. You all don't need to thank me at all. Thank you for listening and making this worthwhile for me to do. Joshy5000 asks, is Zion playing small ball 5 in certain situations realistic? Yes, absolutely. I do think you could almost project him as a long-term 5 if he improves defensively. He's not there yet, but I think doing it in spurts, going with a small lineup makes sense. They kind of play him at the 5 when they paired him with Nicolo Melli in the front court. If you do that, you need a court spacing big alongside him. Him and Favors works to a degree, but it does have some limitations on what that lineup can kind of realistically achieve, I think, in the modern NBA. So if you play Zion at the 5, you need a shooting 4, and then you need to figure out rebounding and defense, because you're going to have some matchup issues in a lineup like that. All right, there we go. We got everyone talking in this one. Chris Bergeron, what do you think on Didi on the team next year? The defense should definitely be better with him on the team. So the team's really, really high on him. David Griffin in particular, he drafted him, he should be, is really, really high on him and speaks kind of glowingly about him. To the point where he thinks he'll be one of the better defenders on the team next year. That said, he's going to be an NBA rookie, even though he had some professional playing experience this year, and NBA rookies do struggle defensively. None of them are immediately making an impact on defense. Anthony Davis, who we thought was going to have an immediate impact on defense, did not. And so because of that, while Didi will help, and I think he'll be in the rotation and have a role to play in all of that, I don't want to say he's going to be a huge difference maker for the team. It could be, but I think it would certainly be a little bit premature to try and claim that right now. All right, we're still a couple minutes away from the picks being revealed here. Yeah, LSU 31 always. Yeah, it was the Hornets. That's what I thought. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, they sent the little ping pong ball. I probably still have it somewhere. I hope I do. Because that was kind of cool and seemed to be really good luck, and everyone absolutely loved that, and it worked. I got Jay Billis talking here a little bit about no consensus number 1 overall pick, like I've been saying. I don't think Embiid is a perfect match, to be honest. I think there's a lot to like there, but I do question, because again, if you're going to pair Zion with another big, it's got to be a guy who can shoot, and while Embiid can shoot from 3, that's just almost a waste of him, right? He does so much better inside. Defensively, he is something special, but I don't know. You'd have to give up a lot to bring Embiid in. If you get him for cheap, if you get it in a way that you got a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, go for it. But other than that, you have to give up a lot, and that makes me worry just a little bit. Paul Terabone, the Pelicans have so many second-round picks. With the COVID NBA market, will there be a market to sell some of those picks later? Do you mean for cash? Because that can certainly happen. Or do you mean maybe package them in a trade of some sort? And frankly, I think both of those are going to be realistic options. They have 3 second-round picks, I think, potentially. And they are not going to look for to bring in, 4 more rookies to the team. So they're going to look to either just draft someone and stash them, or just draft someone and not use them, different things like that. And let me see something here. So for cash, yeah, they'll probably do that if they can. If they can package them for other second-round picks and maybe spin the wheels too, I think they'll definitely try and do that. You're not going to bring in 3 dudes on second-round contracts, second-round picks, and realistically expect them to make the team next year, so I think that's a situation where they're going to look to do something with that. And given that you might not get a ton of scouting, a ton of intel on some of these guys, maybe if it makes you less certain, yeah, I'm sure they would happily sell one of those for cash. I don't think they need to sell one of them for cash. It does seem like the team is doing financially. Again, they're going to pay Gentry $5.4 million to stay away next year. That's a financial commitment. And so I don't think they need to do it. I think it'd be better to maybe spin that for another second-round pick in the future or something like that. So one thing is when we do see the Pelicans pick, I'll probably need to hop off soon after that to get ready for the Locked On live show. Oh, and here we go. So we want to see the Memphis Grizzlies. Might be the Celtics that show up here because the pick's got to convey. So let's see what this is. So that basically means that the Celtics have not jumped. The Memphis Grizzlies pick has not jumped. So that is a good thing. So it's chalk so far in terms of this. Here is where you don't want to see the Pelicans logo. Okay. Well, that ended that quickly, and all of the enthusiasm we had. Trajan, you got to wear the lucky tie right there. Let's see who the Kings. So everything is going as it should so far. They're not really giving like great reactions here, are they? So this is all how it should go. We did not jump, correct. This is exactly what it should be. This pick, in theory, is the Phoenix Suns. If it's not, okay, it is. So no one in this part of the lottery has jumped up. Let's see here. So it's all going chalk so far. This, in theory, should be the Hornets. So the Charlotte Hornets... Oh, yeah, that also does mean Chicago jumped up, too. Because, oh, my God, the Knicks get screwed again. This is hilarious to me. Oh, they are, like, powering through this, I guess, because they've got to get to the next game. Usually there's a break after something like this, and then you do the top three. That mean the Pistons jump up? Yeah, it means the Pistons jump up. Oh my God, the Knicks though. All right, so it's going to mean I'm going to need to jump on the next show really quickly. So this was short, but we'll do it again soon. Some quick questions here though. Darius Miller role on the team next year, Ryan S. Probably not. Maybe they keep him if they can't really sign anyone else. I don't think that's a very big deal. Bringing in Chris Paul would make so much sense for this team, and that would be awesome. I would happily trade Lonzo Ball to bring Chris Paul back. Frank Jackson is an interesting one. The front office likes him. If you've got no one else you can sign, I think they could easily bring him back on a cheap deal just to kind of kick the tires a little bit. And then do we see them packaging all of the second round picks to move up? Yeah, like that would not be shocked if they trade all three of those to move up into the beginning of the second round. All right, so this, I've got to host the next show. So we're going to end this here because we're not going to make this run long. We'll do this again. Thank you all for joining. This had a better turnout than I was expecting. Check out Locked On Pelicans tomorrow as we'll talk about this. Go follow Locked On Live on Twitter right now. They'll have the links to the next live show. I'm hosting it with a bunch of other guests. Hop in there, ask your questions. I can make it Pelican-centric. I'm in charge of this thing, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So, as I lose my voice, I'm going to end this here. Thank you all, and we are going to do this again because this was fun, and I'll bring on some guests, and we'll have a lot of fun. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in for like a quick 15-minute little live stream.